Today we're going to have an overview of the Christopher Ward C63 Sealander GMT. If ever you searched across the internet to find the best bang for your buck watch, most likely you've stumbled across the English-Swiss fusion watchmaker known as Christopher Ward. Touted as watchmakers whose interest involves the expression of art, science, and engineering, it's this earnestness his customers and fans have come to love and respect. For the most part, a lot of the respect comes from their modest pricing, which is only possible through their direct-to-consumer approach to website sales only. Its markup is roughly 3 times the manufacturing price. Just add on taxes and import fees if you're located across the pond. Buying the watch, plus an extra tie strap, the damage was just a little over $1,000. It's a hand-built watch in Switzerland, with English design. Its logo, the twin flags, represents the English and Swiss heritage of the brand, which can be found as you peer through the sapphire crystal onto the dial. On its signed screw-down crown, micro-adjustable ratchet clasp bracelet, and decorated SW330 TAC2 movement powering the C63 Sealander GMT. The orange dip second hand's smooth sweep is brought about by the 28,800 beats per hour rate, which has a respectable power reserve of 56 hours. Enough for a couple days and some change. The orange arrow GMT hand can be independently set. A collar office GMT, not a true GMT, as many would loudly point out to you. I honestly don't mind this. I have family overseas and have traveled through time zones with this watch, and it was easy enough to set on my travels. Starting from the outside in, you have a black colored 24-hour numerical markers encircling the stainless brushed steel bezel. The numerals are subtle and inoffensive to my eyes, and do not overpower the overall look and appearance. Many consider this watch to be a homage, or greatly inspired by the Rolex Explorer 2, or the Grand Seiko SBGN lines of watches. But when I wear this watch, it just looks like a good looking Christopher Ward to me. I am not a fan of extremely polished and shiny cases. It was to my relief, upon receiving this watch, the brushing was more pronounced, with the polished parts very minimally found at the edges of the bezel and lateral parts of the case. Dots interject between the even numbers to mark the odd hours of day. Immediately descending down from the bezel, white second marker lines encircle the outermost portion of this blue lacquer dial, with numerals at intervals of 5 seconds. Mixed brushed and polished applied baton indices are found inside the second markers, which, like the hands, are covered with grade X1 BLC1 Superluminova. Only the 6 o'clock indices are interrupted by a smartly placed date window with matching blue. Just below the 12 o'clock index is the controversial twin flag logo. Controversial, since the main con of this watch always seems to be its choice of logo through the years. In my opinion, this is the best iteration, hence which is what made it an easier choice to purchase this time around. I honestly didn't mind the previous iteration with the full name written either. Regardless of the logo, the watch is of amazing quality. At the 6 o'clock, the words automatic GMT in white and its 150 meter depth rating is written in orange. Spinning from the center is the baton loomed minute hand, arrow loomed hour hand, and orange arrow loomed GMT hand. The orange dip second hand's end is balanced opposite to the infamous trident, which I always found to be a nice touch. Flanking the case at the north and south pole ends are 20mm lugs stretching 45.8mm apart at opposite ends. With my just below 7-inch wrist, it seems to work rather well. The bracelet is integrated with a quick release system and tapers down to its machine grade stainless steel bracelet. The bracelet is aligned by dual screw links. Many find these links a challenge to resize. The key is to use 2 micro flat heads, one to hold one end and the other to spin the opposite end until the screws come free. Easier said than done, but not impossibly hard. The clasp has the twin flag. When the clasp is released, Christopher Ward is found engraved. A micro-adjustable ratchet is also found for quick sizing for days when your wrist swells from a hot day or excessive sodium intake beyond nutritional allowances. Even on days when you need to make that adjustment to expand the bracelet on your swollen wrists, the swollenness is not to be found on the case height, which only stretches to 11.85 millimeters, not too tearing at all. In the end, what are my impressions? This is the watch for someone looking for a reliable automatic Swiss GMT at an affordable price with an offensive design language. Thanks for watching.